The subjects at MacKillop are very tangible, I would say, to students. So instead of the abstract ideas that you once saw in maybe maths or science, are now integrated to more project-based learning. So they can actually see how a subject would relate to them in everyday life.
Subjects and opportunities at MacKillop are many and varied. We've taken the approach in our Year 7 to 9 area to integrate core curriculum to make it more applicable to the real world for our young people. As someone who historically has taught English and history, the whole, oh, but what's this ever going to do for me line is something that I've heard for the last 15 years. So to be able to establish a curriculum where those things are connected to tangible real world contexts is really, really exciting. So our students in Year 7 at the moment in their integrated HASS classes, they're looking at the data and the notions of place and livability and geography, and they're applying that to the writing of a persuasive text to the Mayor about what could be done better in Cairns to improve sustainability for 2050. So not only are they collecting and representing and analysing that data, they're not doing it in isolation, they're doing it for a purpose. And we're going to send all these letters off to the council. They're going to get inundated. It's going to be fabulous. And the same is in STEM. In maths they have to do data, and we're doing data in geography. So those things line up, and then their data in STEM then looks at how biodiversity works. So it's being able to link these parts of the curriculum together so that students' mental load is reduced in terms of learning, the one thing kind of from 3 different angles and seeing how it crosses curriculum. We know that with the new QCE, the capacity for students to transfer knowledge is going to be hugely important and transfer skills. So we believe that by setting them up with an integrated core curriculum in Year 7 to 9 really sets them up for that. And then from Year 10, they can really start targeting their pathways for Year 11 and 12. In specialist spaces, they get to experience all of the 8 technologies and arts in Year 7, which is quite unusual. That they get to do that, and then they get to specialise from Year 8. They get to determine which arts and which technologies they'd like to start focusing on. And then we also have a MacKillop special program that's called MCC Achieve, which combines social and emotional wellbeing. It encompasses, mental coping strategies. It encompasses academic health, so how to set goals, how to think about, what your future pathways might look like. Essentially, we want our students to be able to tap into their passions and their strengths as early as possible so that they're making really well-informed decisions as they progress through their secondary schooling.
The subject offerings for our students here at MacKillop in grade 7, they link in with the 21st century. It's more adaptable to today's children, how they learn, what they need to know.
I like the fact that we endeavour to have that cross-curricular incorporation through multiple domains of teaching and teach kids how they relate to one another, I guess.
From Year 10, our students will have the opportunity to start engaging in vocational education and training pathways. As part of the next build, which will open in 2022, includes a commercial grade hospitality kitchen. So we'll be able to be offering certificate pathways in hospitality and kitchen operations. We will also have a fully functioning design and I suppose what's traditionally been called manual arts, but furnishing woodwork, metalwork space for students who are interested in taking on vocational pathways in a trade base. We've got the scope to be able to offer those here as well in the facilities that we've got. We might not have a fancy tech trade centre, but it doesn't mean that we can't facilitate students with the opportunities to be able to take on vet courses. We're also starting to develop partnerships with a range of universities. We've just signed up to be part of a STEM project with JCU that looks at integrating STEM into the curriculum, particularly looking at biodiversity in the far north, and our teachers will be able to be part of that program. We've also got substantial interest from the literature department within education at the University of Melbourne, who are really interested in our approach to integrating Australian literature in a meaningful manner in our classrooms, as well as the literature of STEM. So we've got 2 really exciting partnerships with 2 major universities in our first year of secondary, which is pretty exciting. I'm really excited by that. And then looking forward, we've got a number of people on staff who come from senior secondary specialised backgrounds. So there's no hesitation that we will be able to offer the full suite of senior QCE subjects as well as as vocational pathways. We've got, you know, specialist maths through to physics, you know, ancient history and literature. You know, we can cover the full gamut, and we will be offering the full gamut of QCE subjects right across the board. And our hope is that in year 10 we'll be able to start offering taster courses of those, you know, including things like Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander studies, you know, extension mathematics in year 10 and so forth, obviously still within the realms of the Australian curriculum.